share with you something that really is the workhorse of a healthy, quick breakfast for anyone that is really having a hard time trying to figure out what to do when they're on the run in the morning. And I'm going to show you a variation of something called overnight oats, but there are many different takes on this. You can really tailor this to whatever your flavor preferences are. And as I go through and make this, I'll give you some alternatives to the ingredients I'm using as well. So first I have some ripe bananas. If they are quite ripe and have some brown spots, it's going to be easier for you to do this. If you don't like the taste of ripe bananas, you can use less ripe bananas. It will just take a little more muscle to get this all mixed together, which you'll see in just a second. So I'm just peeling this. And this portion that I'm preparing will make 3 to 4 servings. So I have a couple bananas here, and then we're going to sprinkle in our cinnamon. And I'll hold off on the vanilla here. We'll do a little pinch of salt. And we'll do our chia seeds. So for the chia seeds here, you could actually also replace these with flax seeds if you prefer. And then if you have a potato masher, you can mash this all up together. But I'm not afraid of getting my hands dirty, so I'll just go ahead and do this with my hands. This is very messy, but fun to do with kids. Definitely something safe for them to do. And there's a ton of omega-3s in here from all the chia seeds. So you're getting that, you're getting a lot of fiber from the banana and the oatmeal. We're going to add a lot of toppings toward the end, which you'll see, which will really amp up the nutrition as well. This is going to be a breakfast that's really going to stick with you and get you through the morning. And the best part is that it's instant when you're ready to go during the day. So we're going to make this the night before and then top it with our toppings on the day that we want to eat it. We're going to add some vanilla. And then I have some rolled oats. So you don't want to use steel cut oats, which we'll prepare in a different way in another recipe, because they're not going to soak up enough of the liquid overnight. Any rolled oats or instant oats will work well for this, but the rolled oats will have a lower glycemic index or load, so meaning that they're going to affect your blood sugar less, and that's going to be better for your health. So we're going to use these. They're a whole grain. And then you can really use whatever milk you choose. I'm going to use a unsweetened soy milk. And if you prefer to use another type of milk, that's fine. Whatever you pick, make sure it's unsweetened. Okay. And now I'll use my spatula because it will allow me to mash a little bit. A stir until this is well mixed, and then kind of mash everything together. You can see this looks really soupy and sloshes around. This is going to absorb all that liquid, so it's going to be, you know, like a quite thick oatmeal when we're done after it's been refrigerated overnight. Okay. And now what I'm going to do at this stage is take some containers. Ideally, you take containers that you would be happy to take with you, you know, going off to work or sending with your kids to school. So I'd recommend something that's not going to be breakable or super heavy if you're putting it in backpacks. And then you just want to divide this up between the containers. And I said there's 3 or 4 servings, so it kind of depends on how much you're going to want to eat. Shake that down, press it down in the container so that all the oats are in good contact with the liquid or the milk that you're using. Those aren't quite even, but that's okay. And so what we're going to do then is just put some lids on these, set them in the fridge overnight, and then at that point, whenever we put toppings on, they're going to sit on top and they'll look really beautiful. So you want to make sure you're picking containers that are much higher than the volume of oats you're going to put in. So here we have a tray of some optional toppings, but really your imagination is the limit. So we have a selection of some nuts. So we have some sliced almonds, some cashews, some walnuts, but any nuts would be delicious on this. And then we have some dried fruits and fresh fruits. So we have some dried cranberries, some dried raisins, some sliced dried apricots, and then of course some fresh fruit, which is going to give you a lot of volume with be much less calorie dense than the other options. So we have our raspberries and our blueberries. Any kind of fruit would be good on this. especially if you're using, say, this flaked coconut, it'd be nice to have kind of a tropical theme. So if you wanted to put some, kiwi, pineapple, mango in there with the coconut and some almonds, that would be super delicious. So you can put any of these, one of these things. Having this type of bar is a really nice way to give kids some options of topping their overnight oats. They're a lot more likely to eat some of these toppings if they get to pick and choose and make their own. You could even make it fun by, turning it into art. See who can make the most fun art on the top of their overnight oats before they pack it up. So this is ready to go. And in terms of when to top it, you can top it when you're getting ready to take it in the morning, or if you're using just the dried fruits and nuts, you could also top it and freeze it actually, and then take it frozen and then just let it thaw out on a desk or in a backpack as well. I'd recommend not freezing it with the fresh fruit. It's going to get a little soggy, but it would still be, it would still taste fine. You just want to mix it together. It wouldn't have as nice of an appearance. We've had our overnight oats sitting for several hours in the fridge, and they actually don't require all the way overnight to firm up, so I think they're okay for us to top now. On the top, since it's been sitting open in the fridge, it will be a little bit discolored because, again, we had those bananas that we mashed up in there. If you've ever left a banana out, it turns brown. So if you want it to look a little more attractive, you can stir it up. A little bit more traditional oatmeal looking underneath, a little bit creamier and whiter. All right, so I just tend to smooth that out. And then this is now ready to top. We'll use a topping bar that we put together for some of our other breakfasts. I really like a lot of fresh fruit on my oatmeal. There is already quite a bit of fresh fruit in there. Remember, we have the bananas, so I'm going to add some fresh berries. And then I'm going to do some pumpkin seeds, maybe a few more berries, some walnuts, and cinnamon. And remember, there is already some cinnamon in there as well, so really only add more if you like a lot of cinnamon. And coconut. So again, if you want, you could fill it all the way up. Just put as much or as little as you want. I'm going to sprinkle some cinnamon on here. And then if you're using a container that has a lid, you could just put the top on that, put it in your backpack or your work bag, take it along with you, and then you'll have your breakfast on the go without any work other than as long as it took you to put on some toppings in the morning.